everybody, Samantha here, back with part 2 of my bioactive vivarium build. If you're new to my channel, then welcome. Thank you very much for tuning in. Make sure you go back and check out part 1 of this vivarium build where I actually create my custom background. Alright, well I actually have my custom background wedged into the enclosure already, so we could get right to this vivarium build and check out this custom background completed. Alright guys, so here is the completed custom background. As you can see, there are definitely some flaws, but honestly I think it was a fantastic first attempt. And I absolutely love how it turned out, and I cannot wait to get it planted. There are definitely some things that I would have changed, like how much foam I actually cut off of the sides. I would have definitely cut it a little thinner so you wouldn't be able to see the side of it like that. But overall, I feel like once it's planted and everything's in, you won't really notice it all too much. I do love how these hides turned out, and I'm really excited for my gecko to see them. And this large piece of cork bark looks absolutely amazing. First, I would like to talk to you guys about the drainage layer. Your drainage layer is your first layer in any bioactive vivarium build, and what this is doing is it's preventing your soil or substrate from becoming too saturated. When you're misting and watering your plants, you're going to have a lot of excess water, and this seeps into your drainage layer and then eventually evaporates. I chose to use Leica clay balls just because it seemed like the best option for me, but there's many other things that you can use. What I'm doing now is I'm placing a fiberglass mesh screen so that any substrate does not seep down into my drainage layer and eventually prevent it from doing its job. The next layer you're going to want to add is going to be your carbon or charcoal layer. What this will be doing is purifying the air and water within your vivarium. As you can see, this stuff is very dusty, so you do have to give it a good rinse before adding it to your vivarium. I just rinsed the carbon with some dechlorinated tap water. You do want to make sure that any water that you used is dechlorinated or very purified, just because the carbon will soak up any impurities within the water. Next, we will be talking about our cleanup crew. For my cleanup crew, I'll be using springtails. They are all these tiny little white insects that you see here, and they'll be helping clean up any excess waste within the vivarium, either from the gecko or any dying leaves. I will also later on be adding some isopods, but for now I'm only going to add the springtails. The carbon layer will also be acting as a home and breeding grounds for these springtails. As you can see, I added a little bit of water to my springtail culture, and that was just to easily pour them into the vivarium, as they do float. As you can see, now they are within the vivarium. Now it is time to add my substrate. For substrate, I will be using a mixture of Jungle Mix, Terra Fauna by Biodudes, and also some sphagnum moss. Now the springtails will eventually come up into the substrate. Any substrate that you use, you want to make sure that it's safe for both your animal as well as your plants. So if you're using some sort of potting soil, make sure that it's completely organic with no additives. but typically there's a lot of reptile-specific substrates out there that you can buy. Typically, I like to make the substrate a bit higher up in the back of the vivarium just to add some more depth. Now it's time to add the same mixture of substrate into all the flower pots. Notice how I don't fill the flower pots up all the way. This is because this is only a base of substrate for the plants, and I will be adding more later on while I'm planting the vivarium. These are the plants that I'll be using to plant this vivarium. I do also have a lot of plants that I took out of her old enclosure. As I'm planting, I will be putting the names of these plants down below. First, I will be planting this beautiful Bromeliad from her old enclosure. She absolutely loves this plant. She loves to sleep in the leaves. Originally, I was going to put this in the bottom left flower pot, but it definitely was too large. This is also a plant from her old enclosure. As you can see, the mature leaves are much different from the new ones. The two up top are new, and mature leaves actually have those nice splits in them. So this plant will add a lot of texture. This plant is also from her old enclosure. The plant up top inside of the cork bark is a vining plant from her old enclosure. I'm very interested to see how it grows inside of the cork bark like that, and I did add some sphagnum moss inside of the cork bark. I absolutely love the texture that this plant adds, as well as the coloration and the spots on the leaves. This plant is absolutely beautiful. I love the coloration. It helps to break up all the green within the vivarium, And believe it or not, this plant can be used in terrariums as well as aquariums. So I did put a piece of this into my puffer tank and it has been doing fantastic. This lemon lime pothos has absolutely amazing coloration. This is another plant from her old enclosure, and it's such a fast-growing plant. I went from a plant that had only 3 leaves to having 16 leaves in a matter of months. I did have to split this plant up a little bit. As you could probably see, I put another taller piece in the back of the vivarium, and I'm putting the smaller piece up front just to kind of see how it does in here. And I did also keep a small piece for a house plant, and it seems like it's been doing incredible. I'm definitely going to have to keep this vivarium nice and trimmed. I love how the smaller leaves of this creeping fig add so much texture into the enclosure. For the finishing touch of any bioactive vivarium, you do have to add biodegradables. This is for your cleanup crew as well as creating more of a natural look in your vivarium. I'm not quite sure exactly what types of leaves these are, but I will be using these leaves as well as some small pieces of cork bark, being that that is the main primary wood that I used. Here is the vivarium planted and almost complete. Now it's time to mist down the plants as well as add some lighting. For lighting, I will be using a Aqua Illuminations Freshwater Prime. This is the same brand of lighting that I use over my reef aquarium, although this is the freshwater version. I absolutely love this brand of light. I love how it does sunrise and sunset. Here is the vivarium lit up and completed. I love how it looks. I do have to play with the light settings a little bit to get more light into the shaded areas, but overall it looks amazing. I love the red tone to the light. Alright everybody, that's everything for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed part 2 of this bioactive vivarium build, and if you did, make sure you leave a like and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. You can also follow me at Callie Critters and Creations on Instagram. For the final part of this vivarium build, I will be actually introducing my gecko into this vivarium. I want to let the plants grow in a little bit and let the cleanup crew establish themselves before introducing her. Alright, well I'm very excited for next time and I hope everybody has a beautiful day. Bye!
Sometimes you need to go and take a step back to see the truth.